Tears of the Kingdom broke Hyrule's history. We now know that at the beginning of Hyrule as a kingdom, there was an event called the Imprisoning War. The first king of Hyrule, Rauru, and other sages, including Breath of the Wild Zelda, who traveled back to the ancient time, fought against Demon King Ganondorf and sealed him under Hyrule Castle with Raru's spirit/arm. But this completely contradicts the timeline that Nintendo so kindly provided for us back in 2011. We know from the official timeline and A Link to the Past intro that there was an event in the Fallen Hero timeline, which is the timeline that is created from you dying in Ocarina of Time. That event is also called the Imprisoning War. But what happens in that event is the sages Darunia, Rudo, Naboru, Impa, Saria, Zelda from Ocarina of Time, and a Hylian named Rauru. We'll get back to that. They all seal Ganondorf from Ocarina of Time. This can't be the same event, as the one described in A Link to the Past happens well into Hyrule's establishment. But what's interesting is how similar they are. In Tears of the Kingdom, the original sages' names are never mentioned, so that makes it hard to tell if it's meant to be that event or not. I was speculating these ideas when something hit me. This is going to sound crazy, but hear me out. The unified timeline Nintendo gave us is all true and unbroken, contrary to many people's thoughts. But maybe none of these events happened exactly as described in the timeline. Maybe this timeline is just the folklore and legend of the people of Hyrule, who are now so advanced in the modern time of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So maybe the legend of the Imprisoning War is a false retelling of the real event described in Tears of the Kingdom that happened at the beginning of Hyrule. That makes sense, as key details are carried over, such as there being 7 sages and their leader being a male named Rauru. But what was forgotten to be carried over is the fact that Rauru is a divine creature known as a Zonai. So the true story of the Imprisoning War was slightly altered and wrongly thrown in the mixture of modern-day Hyrule's legends. Or this could be completely wrong and they just call it the Imprisoning War every time they trap a man named Ganondorf, and there's just 2 Imprisoning Wars, one occurring at the beginning of the timeline and one occurring in the Fallen timeline. But that's just a strange theory of mine. Please consider subscribing for more Zelda theories. Also, I will never regard my theories as true in another video, as they could be completely wrong and sidetrack in a strange way as I build on them. So every time I have a theory, I'll start fresh with what Nintendo and the games have told us, unless I'm directly building and strengthening a previous theory. See you in the next one.